It was a different time, a different enemy. 60 men from Tier 1 teams were sent to face down a force of 500 enemy fighters. Their objective? To force the enemy back from a civilian hospital and keep its occupants alive. For 3 days, they held their ground. But the enemy's numbers were too great. The 60 were cut down to 15. They wouldn't last another night, and the enemy knew it. Under the cover of darkness, they evacuated the hospital, sending only one of their own to lead the way. The rest returned to the line and took up positions beneath the bodies of their fallen brothers. As they lay in wait, the blood from the dead poured over them. The sand stuck to their skin like a shroud, changing them, anointing them. When the enemy drew near, the remaining 14 rose out of the desert sand. They were like hunters that couldn't be seen, using stealth their enemies couldn't defend against. When the men ran dry of ammunition, they used their blades. And when the blades ran dull, they used their hands. When the dust and sand had settled, only one of the enemy had survived. He was picked up in the desert, wandering aimlessly, traumatized. He expressed warnings to others of a force so menacing and unbeatable, it could only be described as supernatural. He called them ghosts.
Got like that right there, man. How we doing, folks? It's your boy Margos. We're doing some campaign Saturdays, man. We're gonna put Assassin's Creed on the back burner for now. We'll come back to it. But for now, we're gonna go through over these campaign missions on Saturday and start off here. I love the intro to the game. That first minute 30 right there, laying you down, letting you know what Ghosts is all about and the supernatural.
Let's go.
Very nice touch. And then you kind of get to this part over here, and I'm going to talk over what these guys are chatting about because I'm not saying anything too important. But it's interesting when you get over to this side because it's really not exactly how you start a Call of Duty game, you know? They're kind of like, oh, some tremors, and then you find out that it's an Odin strike, and you're like, oh, shit, and you don't even know what Odin is, so. But then they do cut to it. So this beginning mission, shall you say, is very interesting how they do Call of Duty. And there we go, the text messages just start already, man. I swear to God, every time I start a video, cave got ghost. Fuck it, this guy gave my 5 years bought ghost, man. I feel you, man. It's alright, man. You don't got a cave. It's just part of life. Everybody gets ghosts. So I Call of Duty is a different beast, different monster. But normally, you know, when you start Call of Duty mission, I remember I think Black Ops 2 is the one where you start, you know, you end up like shooting through your way to Cuba or whatever the hell it is. Or maybe that's even Black Ops, I don't remember. But there's always an action-packed, like, starting mission over here. And this is that kind of action-packed, I guess. It's more, you know, it reminded me of, I mean, Mirror's Edge takes place, you know, at different places and different times, though. But kind of, you know, they're trying to mix some sort of, like, running dynamic of that. Just like, you know, just keep running, just keep running. Or even, like, you know, like a free run in Assassin's Creed or something where you just keep running over there. So it's interesting. But then there's a little part we'll get to, which to me is will really seal the deal of this first mission. So over here, and the controls are a little bit awkward as to, because you don't have a gun, you don't even know where you're going, and you're running faster than this guy 9 times out of 10. So it's kind of strange you take a damage when you don't really have an option to not take damage sometimes. Also, with all this shit going on around you, I don't know if going inside the house would be the best idea, but you know, maybe he had a bunker or something. But just inside the crib, it seems a little bit dangerous. But hey, who am I to say over here? So again, start over here, the crib. You don't know what the hell is going on. This guy's Odin. Odin. And every time I just hear Odin, I just think of Greg Odin. I'm like, man, Greg Odin. I wish he was this powerful. Poor guy. Shout outs to Greg Odin down in the Miami Heat, former Buckeye. Shout outs to Buckeye Nation. You know, they are the Ohio State Nation. And this is a nice, very nice little cutscene right here where they just smack you over here and then you go up to space, and I'm gonna shut up so we can listen.
Control, the orbital weapon's got a successful test fire ping.
Roger, Mosley. Tracking weapon, dry fire signal.
Hey, Baker, here's our ride. Let's head in.
Payload, this is Odin Control. Ready to receive.
Odin Control, we're heading back to debrief the new crew.
Roger. We're prepping airlock C. Shuttle is in final docking sequence. Payload, 10 meters. Begin rotate.
There we go, flying off into space right here. Pretty dope cutscene right there, and especially how they bring it back to the same exact spot and let you know. A little time difference, you know, just 15 minutes early, but look where it's taken out, and it's in space. I mean, that's not a game changer right there. never been in space like this in Call of Duty. And to tell you the truth, I've never really been. I mean, Dead Space takes place in space, but not so much, you know, in a space that we kind of know. And not that, you know, I've been out there in space. But when we think space, we kind of think, you know, what we're seeing right here on the screen. Dead Space is kind of a sci-fi apocalyptic universe at that point. It's all screwed. We don't really know about that. It's already a video game fictional area. This is modestly believable, which makes the game, you know, pretty interesting. And, you know, that's always what they try to play over here with Call of Duty, especially with the Modern Warfare and with the, you know, with Black Ops 2 to a certain extent. It's something that happens in the future, but, you know, it could kind of happen, like, you know, it's feasible. And then my man over here letting me in. Dun dun dun.
Odin main, repeat contact.
On the shuttle! There's an enemy foothold on Odin control!
We need to move it.
Dial in Odin control, we are taking fire!
And it is a little bit awkward in these parts because you notice, like, she goes, like, really far ahead over here now. But when she gets to the door, she kind of slowed down. I'm not exactly sure if that's for loading purposes or if that's just kind of how it happened because you really can't get around over there. Managed to get the gun right here. My man's pinning you down. You're like, no, sir, bro. Sorry, Mr. Russian. I'm going to assume he's Russian. Well, he's probably not Russian. I think the Federation's down South America, so he might not be Russian. Get him.
Houston, they're Federation. They've broken the truce.
Boom, there we go.
Odin control.
It's always safe, though. If you ever need a villain in any sort of, like, American-made product, always just bet it's a Russian. Those guys, they always somehow manage to get their heads over there involved in some sort of evil, tarnishing things. It used to be, now you can't kind of do it, you know, because the Cold War's over, but that was like the go-to at the Cold War. But now we do it kind of with zombies, and we do it with aliens. Those are kind of, I saw like distinctions like aliens. Ain't no one got any regard for killing zombies or aliens. They're already dead anyway. And same thing, you know, as you do with the Russians. Like, they're all bad anyway. We could just pop them anyway. So it's an interesting dynamic. That's why when you play like a game with someone, you see somebody, it's like, he's probably Russian. Odds are. Even like the Modern Warfare series, you know, you find those guys who are Russian, all those Makarov and all those goons over there, and even Black Ops when you're in the Gulags over in Vokuda and all that. It's always somehow goes into the Russians, even though we're like in the 2000s or whatnot. I guess Black Ops in the 80s, but you get what I'm saying over here. Very cool view right here. You see the Odin satellite. You see the world. I mean, that's pretty baller. And this guy's telling you that's already too late, that we basically screwed, that they already launched the damn thing onto certain places, but you can still stop them. And that's what we're going to try to do over here. Nifty mechanic over here, the flying through, they've made it seem pretty simple. I mean, I think it's RB to like ascend and LB to descend, and that's kind of it, and then you just keep going forward. You're going a little bit slow, but after all, you are kind of in space, so I can't really judge exactly how the time is. And here is the, of course, natural Call of Duty scene, where you slow down only to speed up. Oh, so works so great. Just devouring debris along the way. Taking it, boom.
Houston, it's mostly Baker and I are still here.
I give these guys credit, man, because I mean these guys are all about like saving the mission and, you know, doing the right thing over here. I'm in some sort of space satellite over here, and these people die. Like, fuck that, son. I'm trying to get my ass. I guess there is no getting out there. I think she mentioned it a little bit. She's like, we're not getting out of this one alive. And you're kind of like, damn, first mission of the game, we're already gonna die. Like, word on me. There we go. We're gonna bring Odin down over here. It's a new objective. So we basically got overheated. I think it's 23 degrees or something they mentioned over there. But it's an interesting dynamic, and this part over here really sold me on the first mission, because the intro part, I mean, the intro scene was great. You know, where they talk about the ghosts and what that's about. And then, you know, the ride into the building was kind of like, it feels unnecessary. And then this part right here, it's like, okay. I mean, graphically it looks amazing. Gameplay-wise, it looks, you know, it's Call of Duty, so it's always smooth. And it's just overall you're building up over here a very good narrative in just a short span. I mean, I think this video is under 15 minutes, so it gives you a good intro of exactly what's going on for the most part. What's going on? Boo-doo-dum, boo-doo-dum. So popping over here, this little Odin heater thingy. Let's get this bad boy up. Come on out. And then she's like, yo, we gotta shoot this. And I remember thinking, I'm like, this gotta be a better way. We gotta get this thing overheat. And I'm like, why can't we stay a little bit further back? You know, because I mean, if this thing starts spitting some fire, yep, that's what I was expecting. She got me, dog. So she's holding on to some hose while I got. It sounds so bad. It's one of those like a hose, like a, you know, not the power. These guys just got a 35 if you thought about what I was thinking.
23 degrees. That's it. That's enough to drop it into the atmosphere. Specialist Mosley. Kira. We have LOS with the crew of Odin Control. Repeat, loss of signal with Odin Control.
very smooth transition right there. They give you the little audio cue of the 3, 2, 1 push, so it can kind of remind you where we left off with these guys. Sold automatically. To me, it's those little things, man, that put the game over the top. You know, just the smoothest of the transition. The fact that they managed to tell you what's going upside in space and also down here. And I'm going to say it's Pasadena, California, but it's not Pasadena. Pasadena just has a cool name. It's somewhere in Cali. But the way that they managed to smoothly transition between there almost seamlessly, wow. Like, that's what's sold me over here in the mission. And then you got all this destruction over here, which, I mean, like I said before, it doesn't really feel like Call of Duty per se. You know, you expect to be shooting people and stuff. We'll get to that point, though, in our lives. But this is, you know, you'll learn as you go up through the story why exactly we're doing this over here. So it's a good setup mission in order to explain to you what Odin is, explain to you why everything's so devastated, and they kind of give you at the end a little bit of the storyline with the Federation and, you know, Ghosts and what all that's about. But this part right here, I mean, to me, I didn't really care what happened, because after I saw that, you know, smooth transition between the Odin strike disappearing, and I also like when they mention it's just these little details, you know, we're LOS with the crew. I was kind of sitting here, I was like, LOS, like, you know, I'm not in the military. I don't know any of these terminology. I don't even know if that's a military terminology. It might be like some sort of space terminology. Beats me. It kind of threw me off over there, and then, you know, he's paid loss of signal. That helps. This truck hit me. Doesn't help. Let's listen to some storyline, though. Oh, no, actually, I think my pops comes to pick me up over here. So yeah, we're basically gonna be going through this campaign mission. I'm playing on veteran, of course. Ain't no pussy shit here, dog. We go big or we go home. So we're playing over here on veteran. I'm gonna be trying to put these up every Saturday. I don't know, busy work schedule though, so we'll see. If it's not up, it's not up. If it is, it is. It's gonna be coming on later in the day, not the 8 in the morning release either. I can't be up at 8 in the morning on a Saturday, man. That's like almost a sin where I come from. My pop's coming over here. He had the truck. Gotta get out of here. I feel you, man. Let's get on out of here. There you go. Over dramatic scenes over here. I mean, this is what we kind of expect, you know, Call of Duty. It's this action-packed film packaged into a game. You know, there's gameplay segments, and there's a lot of these of like, wow, and there's a lot of wows in this game, and I've been very impressed with the campaign so far. I mean, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't look into anything about it, but it's been pretty good. I'm gonna shut up over here though. We're gonna call this an episode. There's a little bit more over here explaining the Federation and Ghosts, so make sure you stick around for that. And I hope you guys had fun and enjoyed the video, yo. Straight up.
The Federation's rise to power had started years ago. When the great energy-producing deserts were destroyed, the world powers that depended on them collapsed. And in their wake, the Federation began to rise. The Federation united all of South America under one banner and devoured everything in its path as it moved relentlessly to the north. After turning Odin against us, the Federation stood on the doorstep of America, poised for the kill. They thought we were weak, crippled, prey, waiting to be taken. We fought hard. We fought well. We fought them to a bloody stalemate. And here, just beyond the craters of No Man's Land, we find ourselves in a defensive war against a more powerful enemy.